You are now listening to the smooth sensations and high vibrations of Alex, host of the best relationship channel on YouTube. Alex, drop them gems on us.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of Elite Fleet. And we're gonna do a quick reaction video here. I've been asked about this video a lot, but I haven't had a chance to get around to it. It's hard to do reactions to content when you're a content creator and you're making original content, such as myself. But I got some time today, so we're gonna do a reaction to why struggling men are the prize. We're going to check that video out, do a reaction to it, see if it's real tangible advice that men and women could get something from, or if she's just pandering for clicks and views. Okay, so y'all know me, I don't like to waste too much time. Let's get straight into it.
Hi guys. 9 times out of 10, the things that are often overlooked are exactly where your attention should be. We're in a social media world, a world where everything is visual, but the funny thing is a lot of women are still so blind. They see the dollar signs, the status, the lifestyle, all of which are attached to a man that's not worth her time, but that's exactly who gets all of it. See, what you don't understand is the same man that you look down on because he was working a 9-to-5, regular guy, out every day grinding to make it, is the same man who would have treated you right, but you overlook the person you should have seen. And that's the case with so many women. A person will show you who they truly are when you have nothing to offer them. When you have little to no benefit to offer is when you will see what a person is truly about and where your relationship stands.
Okay, so I'm going to jump in right here. First of all, that's wrong. That's cap. You find out what a woman is really about, and rather or not a woman is down for you when you have nothing or when you fall off. But as a woman, right, and the way she's framing this video, it seems as if she's giving advice to women because she's talking about what they overlook and what they don't pay attention to, right? So if that's the case, as a woman, and this is the gym, you find out what a man is really about when he has everything. A woman finds out if a man really likes her or not, if he really rocks with her, if he really loves her, when he has everything, okay? When he has all the money, all the clout, the perfect job. Okay, he can have any woman he wants, where all the women want him, and he still picks you. That's when you find out your man's really down for you. Not when he has nothing. Because when he has nothing, at the end of the day, he has to take what he can get. He can't call his shot. The average man doesn't have access to 9s and 10s. This is just a fact, right? So if the average man doesn't have access to 9s and 10s, how do you know that if he gets in a position where he now has access to those 9s and 10s, that he's not going to go and chase after those 9s and 10s, okay? I talked about this all the time when I talked about the book, Why Men Are the Way They Are, and the genetic celebrity, and how a lot of men are wired from a young age to want the genetic celebrity woman, right? The stereotypical woman of whatever their culture is, but they don't have access to this woman until they become a certain type of man. So the danger in dating a man who's not already at his purpose or already at his peak of his career is that when he gets those options, he could very easily switch up with you. We just seen this recently with Derek Jackson. We just seen this recently with Kevin Samuels, who was still married, and no one knew he was still married. And then what happened? He got some money and he shows y'all the type of chicks he wanted. The IG models and the baddies. Same thing with Derek Jackson. The IG models and the baddies. All right, now you have some men, like LL Cool J and like Snoop Dogg and a lot of athletes who they usually stay with the women who were with them on the come up. But this is the part that she's missing. A woman, it's okay to date a struggling man as a woman if that man is in his purpose or he knows what his purpose is. Right? So let's say a man wants to be a musician. A man wants to be a doctor and he's already in college, right? He wants to be a musician and he's already got his soundboards and his studio time. He's already making records, okay? He wants to be a director. He already has his camera. He already has his production company. He wants to be an engineer or get his CDLs and he's already in trade school. These are the men that I agree. If he's struggling, you should date him because you can see action. It's not just talk, okay? Again, manifestation without action is nothing. Prayer, faith without works is dead, right? So a man who's already walking in his purpose, I agree a woman should date him if he's struggling, right? Because this is usually going to turn out well for him. We've seen that with Ryan Coogler. His wife brought him Final Draft Pro. And he done went and took off. He done made Creed. He done made Black Panther, Fruitvale Station. He's taken off. We've seen that with Anna Cooper Cup. A Super Bowl winning wide receiver, right? One of the best wide receivers in the league. She got with him when he was back in college, okay? And she worked 2 jobs so that he could just focus on football, and he married her and he became successful. But to date a guy with no purpose, aka what I call drifting. I don't know if y'all have read the book Outwitting the Devil or not, but if you had, a drifter is someone who doesn't know what their purpose is, doesn't know what their passion is, doesn't really know what they want to do. And she's dating this man thinking because he's a regular guy, he's just going to treat her right and everything's going to be peaches and creams. That's cap. Plenty of regular 9-to-5 dudes cheat. Not all of them are limited in their options, okay? Because some of them are fine. Some of them have nice bodies, okay? Some of them have that like bad boy edge to them, so they can still pull women. So dating a regular 9-to-5 guy doesn't stop you from getting cheated on. So at the end of the day, you should be dating somebody based upon the content of their character. But if you were going to use a job metric to decide whether or not you want to date someone, it's better to date someone who's already in their purpose and they just starting their purpose and support them in their purpose, because that will probably pay off. But let's continue.
And where your relationship stands. A lot of women neglect the beauty of dating a struggling man, but that's where the foundation of trust is built. The loyalty, the commitment, because he's not trying to win you over with any money because he doesn't have it. He's going to win you over with effort, consistency, and that comes with respect. See, you only value and respect something that you had to work hard to get. He understands the sweat, the long days, the living paycheck to paycheck, the goal setting, working overtime just to take you somewhere nice, etc. That's where 90% of the time the guy with wealth falls short. He has no respect for you. He didn't put in any effort with you. He didn't have to work to build a foundation with you. He simply bought you. To him, you're just another prize on the shelf, something to pull out when he wants to play with it and throw back when he's done. That's what most wealthy men do. They buy things because they can, not because they need it. Hell, sometimes not even because they want it, just because they can. They're more intrigued with the fact that they can buy you instead of actually being intrigued with you. To him, you come at a monetary cost, and he can buy 1,000 more of you because you come a dime a dozen. You're nothing special. But with the struggling man, your love was bought with authenticity and genuineness that was built on solid ground, and that's the beauty within the struggle. So until the next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Okay, well, I think that's kind of cap too. So trust and love in your foundation is built when you go through hard times. Because it doesn't matter if you're, first of all, about just calling dudes who work 9-to-5 struggling men. If you say struggling men, I'm thinking broke men. If you're just talking about regular men, why would you think that they're struggling? If you make $50,000 to $60,000 a year, unless you live somewhere like Los Angeles or DC or New York City or Miami or something like that, you should be able to live a pretty damn good life. You should have your own place, your own car, you know what I'm saying, your own crib. Like, you should be solid. Right? You should be able to easily take a woman on dates and court a woman. You shouldn't be struggling if you work at a regular 9-to-5 job. So it's almost like she's conflating these two, and she's kind of showing you the chameleon in her a little bit, because she's essentially saying if you're not rich, you're broke. Because I don't view a 9-to-5 guy as a struggling guy. I view a struggling guy as a broke guy who's trying to figure it out. But that's neither here nor there, okay? To make the suggestion that a struggling guy doesn't just have money to throw away, so when he works hard to take you out and he works hard to do all this stuff, he's going to value you more. I don't think that really has anything to do with it, because, again, she's making the suggestion, she's making the assumption, I should say, that a man who has money just buys a woman. You can only buy a gold digger. You can only buy a prostitute. You can only buy a 304. You can't buy a woman. So, yeah, money will attract a feminine woman to you, but it's not going to keep her alone unless she's a gold digger. All right? All women are not gold diggers. So therefore, a rich man can have money and he can take a woman to a nice place, but he's still going to have to put in that work to get her mind, because that's what matters. Unless he's flat out buying her, which is what she suggested, which at that point, again, would be a 304, he's still going to have to get to know her. He's still going to have to be relatable with her. They're still going to have to form some kind of bond. It doesn't make a difference that he has money. The money's going to attract her, but it's not going to be that alone. Now let's go back to the struggling guy. Do you guys, again, realize a struggling guy can still be handsome? A struggling guy can still have a nice body. A struggling guy can still have a great personality. So who's to say he had to work hard? As a matter of fact, if the man's struggling and a woman knows he's not that financially sturdy, she's more likely to accept not going on dates. She's more likely to accept Netflix and chill, or maybe TGI Fridays, or lower value, lower cost dates that's not really hurting his pockets. Whereas the man with money, you pulling up a BMW or a Maserati or a Ferrari or a Porsche, she's going to expect you to take her to 5-star restaurants and vacations, right? So she's going to lower the standards based upon the type of man that she's dating. So no one's really putting in more of an investment one way or the other. So the argument of, well, a struggling man has to work harder to woo you is kind of cap, because no, he doesn't. The woman, again, is not going to, she's going to lower her expectations if she knows you're struggling, so that it's not something, she's not putting you to a goal that you can't feasibly reach, right? Again, how you build this foundation in a relationship is by going through things, okay? That's how you build the trust and the foundation, all right? When someone wants to go out of town for vacation, are you gonna let them go? When somebody wants to wear a certain outfit outside, are you gonna be okay with that? When someone has friends of the opposite sex, are you gonna trust them around their friends of the opposite sex? When someone gets sick, are you gonna take care of them? Like, are you gonna be there giving them soup and cooking them tea and stuff, all right? Someone can't walk, are you gonna carry them around? Right? When someone passes away, are you going to go to the funeral? Are you going to wipe their tears? That's where you build the trust and love and the foundation. Not through whether or not you're working hard to spend money on dates. So everything she's saying is coming from a superficial standpoint, which is where I say to you guys, you got to kind of see the chameleon in this. Now, I can almost guarantee you, if you ask this woman or any of her friends, if they're dating a struggling man or a regular man, they're going to be like, nope, they ain't doing it. They ain't doing it, but they're telling you to do it. They're telling other women to do it. And this is why I say you guys see the chameleon in her. The fact that she thinks a 9-to-5 man is a struggling man and not just a broke man being a struggling man or a man without his passion or purpose being a struggling man tells you all she really thinks about a 9-to-5 man. AKA, she ain't really dating a 9-to-5 man. And let's cut through the cap and really get to the meat of this. And this is a gem. Somebody timestamp this for me. Essentially, what this woman's doing is what a lot of women are doing, which is she realized, okay, there's a huge market and a lot of money to be made on the victimization of men, pandering to men who aren't selected, aren't chosen, and are struggling with women. 30% of men 30 and under are virgins now. It's the highest it's ever been in the history of the country. All right. Now that women have their own money and stuff, men aren't able to just get a woman because they can't work and they need support. You got to actually have a personality. You got to actually have a bankroll as big as or bigger than theirs. Right? You got to actually have other tangible things. You have to be handsome. You have to have a nice body. Like, you have to have other tangible things. And some men are struggling to adjust to this. So women realize that and they say, I'm going to slap on some makeup. I'm going to look attractive. I'm going to be like, hey, struggling man, I understand you. And it's not your fault. It's the women's fault. Guys, here's another gem. She's talking primarily to women in this video about who they should be dating. If you go in the comments of that video, do you see any women? Let it breathe, run it back. She's talking to women primarily about who they should be dating. But if you go in the comments of that video, do you see any women? No, you do not. So what does that tell you? She's pretending that she's talking to women. She's pretending that this video is for women, but it's not reaching women because women know that it's BS. It's reaching men. It's reaching struggling men. It's reaching regular men, quote unquote regular men. It's reaching the men who feel unheard. It's reaching the men who feel unwanted. It's reaching that virgin market. It's reaching the dudes who don't know what to do. It's a pretty woman telling them what they want to hear, making them feel validated, making them feel worth something. That's who she's really targeting this video for. It's not really for women. And if she really believed what she was saying, her and her friends would be dating struggling men, which again, I promise you that they are not. None of those dudes in the comments would be able to talk to this woman or any of her friends. So personally, I think this is a bad message for men and women. I think every man needs to get himself together before getting out there to date. Now, again, I don't consider regular 9-to-5 guys to be struggling. All right, she said that, not me. Again, you gotta see the chameleon and the gold digger in her when she even says something like that. But I digress. But if you really are struggling, you need to figure out what it is you want to do, how you want to do it, make a plan, go on semen retention, ignore women, and get on your stuff. So that way you have a kingdom, all right, a career, a car. You have your stuff together to bring a woman into your castle. At that point, then you're ready to go out into the dating market. You shouldn't be looking for a woman to support you through that. If you find one, that's great, but you shouldn't be looking for one. And then to the ladies to just think, okay, I should go out here and date this regular guy because he's going to treat me well because he's a regular guy. He doesn't have options. That's a mistake. A lot of regular guys cheat. A lot of regular guys have options, okay? It doesn't stop them from having other means besides money. There's multiple ways to skin the cat. You can smash many women without necessarily having money. So that doesn't mean he's not doing many of the numerous other things he could be doing to attract women. So to think because this man doesn't have a big bankroll, he's going to appreciate you and love you more and treat you better is crazy to me, because it's not true. It's a glass half full. So I don't really think this is great advice for women or men. Again, a woman should only date a struggling man. That struggling man is on his purpose, and you see actions, not just words, showing that he's going towards that. Then you can support him and then you help him. A man who's struggling, I say all the time, you shouldn't be broke dating. So a man who's struggling should be too focused on his getting into his purpose, getting into his passes, and increasing his bankroll to even worry about dating. So a struggling man shouldn't be dating, and a woman shouldn't be dating a struggling man unless that struggling man is on his purpose. None of what she said in the video. So overall, I think she's just another panda bear, pandering to men, lower class men, lower value men, men who are struggling with women and saying things to make them feel nice, even though she knows if she's being honest, she would never talk to these men either. And the women still ain't gonna talk to them, and that's why they ain't watching the videos, and that's why they ain't in the comments. So that's my thoughts on that. Again, I honestly think calling 9 to 5 working men, struggling men is kind of crazy. I thought this video was literally going to be about broke men. I don't understand how a 9 to 5 man is a struggling man, but that's my thoughts on this video. I am Alex, and I am out. Peace.